burn down the tavern. No, we won't burn down the tavern. Come away, come away. Adventure calls today, and tomorrow we'll tell of our tale. Come away, come away. We'll see that dragon slain. But before we go, let's dream. But before we go, let's dream. But before we go, let's dream. One more ale. We've come on down to the tavern for trouble and for fun, and to talk about the old prophecy. And we all sing songs at the tavern of the fights that we have won, and we dream about our next victory. Come away, come away. Adventure calls today, and tomorrow we'll tell of our tale. Come away, come away. We'll see that dragon slain. But before we go, let's drink one more ale. Well, we won't burn down the tavern like the times we did before. It was not our fault, we swear honestly. But we'll do our dance at the tavern with the bards who've traveled far, and we'll ask them of the places they've seen. Come away, come away. Adventure calls today, and tomorrow we'll tell of our tale. Come away, come away. We'll see that dragon slain. But before we go, let's drink one more ale. I feel the call of the road for outside, and the glory that soon could be ours. Let's form a team and we'll take to the wild, and we won't burn down the tavern. No, we won't burn down the tavern. No, we won't burn down the tavern. Come away, come away. Adventure calls today, and tomorrow we'll tell of our tale. Come away, come away. We'll see From the depths of the dungeons to the tavern brawls, save the king, killed a giant. We've been through it all. I could fill up a tome, but you're not coming home. Well, we all saw it happen. We're the ones you saved. Gonna light you a candle, gonna tell your tale by the light of the moon. We'll remember you, dying a hero. Tried to help you with that diamond, but it wouldn't save your soul. On that fateful day, the evil wizard came. Now everybody in this realm is singing out your name. Can you hear us sitting out there in the astral plane? Our adventures together went to hell and back. Spent the days slaying dragons and escaping traps, but massive damage is done. Now you're really gone. But we'll remember you, dying a hero. Tried to help you with that diamond, but it wouldn't save your soul. On that fateful day, the evil wizard came. Now everybody in this realm is singing out your name. Can you hear us sitting out there in the astral plane? We'll remember you, dying a hero. Tried to help you with that diamond, but it wouldn't save your soul. And on that fateful day, the evil wizard came. Now everybody in this realm is singing out your name. Can you hear us sitting out there in the astral plane? Can you hear us sitting out there in the astral plane? Grab your rogue friend, a ranger, and some casters. Time to roll, have a good time, but don't burn down the tavern. Let's burn down the tavern. Time for total party chill. There's a critical hit, critical fail. Hold your head, see that dragon, we can slay it. We'll level up all night till we get to that big bad evil guy.
Oh my God, it's already that time. Hello everyone, welcome to Office Hours. I hope you can hear me. I hope you can see me. Welcome to Office Hours. It's me, Devin. Excited to have all of you here. I hope you're having a fantastic Friday. Excited to go ahead and jump in and chat about everything. Let me go ahead and put Slug Blaster away. Let's chat. Oh my gosh, there's so much going on. We should talk Roll for Treasure. Can I see a show of hands in chat if you are familiar with the Roll for Treasure initiative? Excuse me. Pardon me. Roll for Treasure initiative. Roll for Treasure initiative means there's only so much time near the end of the year, and with folks taking time off and with holiday travel, it's hard to do some of our larger initiatives. Some of the things that are really pushing the needle for our core goals, the things that really drive the business KPIs, if you will, key performance indicators, that really drive the revenue and the conversions and all of the things that make your business do better. Instead of having a bunch of piecemeal time to focus on that stuff, we decided to spend some of the last bit of the year working on these smaller projects that normally just don't get a lot of attention because they don't have these gains that really drive big on revenue. And it's just kind of part of my product philosophy is to find really good times in the year where you can do little quality of life improvements, especially when it makes sense because your team has different flexibility in time and such. So that is what Roll for Treasure is. Roll for Treasure is a bunch of projects, like a random treasure table that we've did what's called a pie analysis of. Priority, impact, and ease. That is all things to help the GM's job be a little bit easier. So you've probably seen some of them. Some are easy as like being able to see what events exist on your calendar, right? That's not a big thing that moves the needle on signups and revenue, but it does make a GM's life 0.5% easier. Let's talk about some of the other things. So some of you probably saw this. I can't say we are working on it, and it's hard to say if it's going to happen because there's okay. I'll just come out with it. This feature might not happen. It might not. Convert payout balance into credit for games. This is something a lot of GMs have asked for. In fact, a decent amount of GMs play on the platform as is. And so a lot of GMs are like, oh my gosh, I would love to be able to just like play games with the money I earn running games on the platform rather than have to like cash out and then buy and then that money come in and then play. So we want to make that something that GMs can do. And it ended up being a technical hurdle that we did, but now I'm waiting on a lawyer to tell me that this is something that I actually can't get into the specifics, but right now it's a lawyer thing, okay? It's a lawyer thing, and it's either going to be yeah, you could do this, here's this paperwork, fill this stuff out, or it's like, yeah, you can do this, but it's going to cost you this much extra to do this kind of compliance. It's just stupid. It's stupid. So we're just waiting on some compliance stuff. But that is one of the Roll for Treasure features that we're trying to get out for the holidays here. But again, it's just one of those things where it's like, it's not a huge thing that drives revenue for GMs, right? It's not a huge thing that drives signups for GMs, but we only have so much manpower during the holidays that it kind of makes sense to do some of this stuff when things are disparate, right? And it's also like, I want to make sure we put a little quality of life in things that GMs really care about when we have this kind of disparate time to kind of work on these fractured projects. Well, it's related to finance, so always do the lawyer thing. Yes, of course. I'm if nothing, very by the book when it comes to that kind of stuff. Wait and see. But it's more of a waiting game than anything else. I think a lot of you already know, because I revealed this at the last office hours, include the game details with first message. So if someone is on one of your games and they click message GM, there'll be a little note about what game they were viewing when they message you. So if I'm looking at your Curse of Strahd revamped game, and I message you, I'm like, what time does this start? Because I didn't read. It'll say, Curse of Strahd revamped, 7 p.m. Thursdays. And I'll say, what time does this start? And you could just say, well, it starts 7 p.m. Pacific on Thursdays. Or any other questions I might have about that game. But you'll know what game I was messaging you about. That's another kind of nice quality of life update to the messaging system. If we do a payout to credit, will there still be a post fee? Is there a financial benefit to this, or is it just convenience? A post fee, Lord 5. I don't know what you mean by post fee. No, it will not show the different games they looked at. It will just show whatever game they are on when they message you. Let's see. Next, what else do we got? Show events and calendar. We already did that. Move the trash can. Listen, I've been wanting to move that trash can for a long time. We got rid of the trash can. We also launched multi-delete. Having to delete adventures one by one, what a pain that was, right? That was a pain, right? Am I the only one that thought it was a pain? That was a pain. That was a pain in the tuchus. Now you got multi-delete. You can delete a bunch of adventures all at the same time. What a lifesaver. And we're talking about that candy aisle right there. That's a heck of a lifesaver. Let's see. Yes, Skudishishka, yes. It only says whatever game that they click message GM from. All right. Remind player, report player failed payment. Another great one. Before you'd have to like go in your payouts and you'd have to like look and like, oh, this player didn't pay me, and then you'd have to take that data and you'd have to go and message support and you have to copy that stuff over. That was kind of a pain. If a player hasn't played you, you can send them a message right inside of the payouts. You can report them right from there. It makes it easy to go ahead and just either report them or follow up with them. Remember, you got to hit them up first before you come to us, right? You are a professional GM, reach out to them. If they are unresponsive, they're unwilling to go ahead and fix their payment, then you come to us. But remember, the first is conversation. This is customer service, right? So you first reach out to them like, hey, your payment failed. You can go ahead and fix that. If they are like, hey, fuck you, then reach out to us, because we're going to go ahead and we'll handle that. But if you don't have any conversation with them, come on, what are you doing? You can't be like that. You gotta use that customer service. You gotta reach out to them like, hey, your payment failed. Can you please fix that? And if they're unresponsive, they're like, oh, I'll fix that. And if they're like one of those like, oh, I'll fix it next week. I'll fix it next week. I'll fix it, and they're not doing anything. But you've reached out to them. You've tried. You can go ahead and reach out to us, and we'll go ahead and we'll lay the hammer down. Okay. You mean my solution to problems is talking to people? Okay. Let's go ahead and see what else we have on the list here. Language on template. This is great. We're gonna. You can now choose a language on your template. Once we have what is called critical mass of different languages on templates, we'll go ahead and roll out a language filter on search. That's crazy. No, it's not. It's not crazy. It's cool. It's crazy cool. View player profile on payouts. Sometimes you're like, hey, Dave, his payment failed, but I got 3 Daves in my game. I got Dave, and I got Dave. And I don't know which one's payment failed. Well, now you'll be able to see their player profile in your payouts. This hasn't launched yet. It will be launching. So you'll be able to be like, oh, Dave, and you can see his little profile or their profile. And then you can click it. You can go to you can actually view their profile, but you can see their profile image. So you'll be able to know what Dave that is. Lord 5. Can you help me learn to pronounce your name, please? Because I don't know how to say it looking at it. But I'm going to read your question now. Question clarification part 1. Booking fee percentage. When a player books, a percentage of that is taken by the site, since those fees have been paid once on the money. Will that pay that fee again when we book? Has it already been taken? Since it's already been taken out of that cut. If you book a game, there's a fee. There's only a fee when you book a game. So when you have money to your payouts, there's no fee on that payout. So we don't know what that question means. Will that fee be paid again when we book to the payout to credit? No, there's no fee when you do payout to credit. There's no fee to the payout to credit, no. Cassie, question. As a GM artist, I look at my profile and find myself wanting to put up some of my custom art. I understand the task of moderating pictures for content, but would that ever be a possibility? You have your banner image, you have your profile image. Yeah, of course you can put up your own art. Lord Refa the Fourth. I should have known that. I've never seen Babylon 5, but I should have known that. That makes so much sense now looking at it. Okay, question from Rod 2.0, Rodrigo. How will seeing the player profile help me know who that was? In practice, the profiles are empty. We actually look, if you look at any of your group profiles, if you have 3 Daves in there, they will all be different. They will not look the same. Right, so the money will be double dipped as if we pay out to cash, no difference. So the money will be paid double dipped as if we pay out to cash. If you pay out in cash or you pay out in credit, when you pay out, we don't take a cut. The cut is taken when the player pays for the game. Lord Refa the Fourth, I don't understand your question. Ghost them. Can we increase the number of games pending to at least 30? It's messing with my future scheduling. Ghost them. You'd have to make a special request and explain why that you need that to the support team. Likely not. We haven't seen any GM that is in our kind of top performers that has that many pending games. Anyone that has over 20 pending games, we've noticed is usually in the bottom 30% of performing GMs. So that's one of the reasons why we also made that cap, because we noticed that the success level was pretty low. So you'd have to kind of make that case to support if you needed special accommodation. There is that, especially if it's an organization. Some organizations, they have GMs that are run games for them, and we have those accommodations. But you'd have to reach out to support specifically requesting that. Lord Refa the Fourth, we good? Sick. Okay. Let's see. Next, we also have payouts by session. You'll be able to view a payout, or you'll be able to use, go to your payouts, you'll be able to look at sessions. So like you just ran a session, you'll be able to see the entire session. You'll be able to see 5 of 5 payouts successful. You'll be able to see earlier session from yesterday, 4 of 5 payouts successful. So you know that you had a failed payout in that one. You'll be able to see all of your payouts grouped by session instead of just one big list. We've added link to template from adventure. So if you're in your adventure, you can actually click right into the template that adventure is made from. We now allow you to highlight, the day is now highlighted on the calendar. That's a small little tweak. Better image compression to avoid the resolution error. If you're in the Discord, you probably noticed something. The last few days, there's been very few people saying, hey, why isn't my image uploading? And there's been no one that's going in there saying like, hey, do you have the right pixel ratio? And they're like, it's under 2 megabytes, but it's not uploading. And they're like, oh, it's because it's 2,000 pixels wide. It's because we made an edit to that, so we actually just auto compress it to the right pixels, so people stop having that problem. That's just as easy. That wasn't easy, but it wasn't trivial. But it was a nice fix because people kept running into that problem. No one was reading that thing where what the pixels had to be. So instead of people having to read something, we just did it automatically. So that was another nice little change. J.R. Illigans question. I don't know if I'm allowed to ask this. Bold start. I don't know if I'm allowed to ask this. Okay, let's read the rest. So feel free to let me know if you won't be answering. But how is the bounty board program doing? I noticed there are never any claimable. Great question. I actually will be covering the bounty board program in the starter set at the end of Roll for Treasure. That's on today's agenda. So I will be covering that. Jared Illigan, you scared me there for a second. I was so freaked out what you were going to ask. No, that's well within the type of stuff we cover here at Office Hours. Dreamsleever, maybe search by name, but rearrange. Rearrange is just a huge technical hurdle. It's just like it's a lot of work, and so that's probably why we're not prioritizing right now. Will there ever be the ability to have an animated listings image, GIF, or WebP? Oh, never mind. All right. Let's see. Back to other things that we're launching. Oh, big one. Listen up, Quiet Coyote team. All right, big one here. We're about to change everything. If you run one-shots, everything's going to change. One-shots will now be auto-activated. No more activating one-shots. It's just one of those things where now if you reach the minimum number for your one-shot, your game will auto-activate, which means if your game is set to run on Tuesday at 6 p.m., and you say, my game will run if I have a minimum of 3 players. Once 3 players joins, your game will go from pending to active immediately. And your players will all be notified that the game is now active and you will run it. You can, of course, go back and change it to pending if you want. But all one-shots will now auto-activate. And why? Too many people are running into this problem where they forget to activate their game. And they can't reactivate it later because one-shots aren't like campaigns. Campaigns, you can go ahead and reschedule a session down the road. What we notice is one-shots, they exist once. And auto-activating is probably going to be the best solution for this kind of tricky little problem. So auto-activation for one-shots is coming. Prepare yourself. We cannot stop it. We have already started the process. The train is moving. Everyone, be with your gods. Okay, what do we got here? Jacob Anderson. Any special events for the holiday happening on StartPlaying this year? Not for the rest of the year. Most of the publishers are kind of buried with holiday stuff, and the team is taking it easy. We have a big kind of hiring push that we're doing right now. So we're kind of all trying to wrap up as much as we can before the end of the year. Will there be the ability to have an animated listing images, GIF, or WebP? Sorry for deleting earlier. Forgot to put the question in front. Der Herman, yes. You will be able to add a GIF if you Venmo me $1,000, and then you can get 1 GIF per adventure. Just kidding. It has to be $2,000. No, I don't know. The thing is, like, it's gonna change a lot of the site when we start doing that, and it's gonna have to be something we test. If we do it, it's gonna have to be something we test. It's just gonna be a real crazy thing. Imagine like I don't know if you remember. What is it? MySpace, but there's a reason why we don't let everyone have Markdown or design their own listing pages, because everything would look crazy, right? The same thing is like some people have it, it's legacy. We're not worrying about it because it's such a small percentage. It doesn't really affect that much. We also like don't see a huge impact as like how the traffic goes to those. It is something that like I think is interesting to test, but right now it's not high on my list. But maybe down the road. But it's something that like I want to be really intentional about, because I think it's going to dramatically change what search looks like to the user, because there's going to be so much motion on there that I think it's also going to detract a lot. And I think it might turn a lot of people away because of the overstimulation of it. Togify, does this auto-activate still follow the problem of not activating if it's set to run with 1 hour, in case you have late joins? It will, does auto-activate still follow the problem of not activating if it's set to run with 1 hour? Togify, can you rephrase that question? I run into if I have to activate it before the session time. Can you rephrase that question? Shavek, what kind of job listings are there? Is there is an opening with someone with gesture privilege? We have the opening right now for the senior software engineer, which we have a number of candidates kind of in the final stage that we're really excited to be interviewing. Let's see. Okay, let me continue with some other stuff. Choose to notify your players. You'll be able to choose to notify your players when you create an adventure. Right now, when you create an adventure, if you have followers, all of your followers are notified that you've made a new adventure, if it's public. Now, you'll be able to choose if you want to notify your followers about your new adventure. How many followers do you have? You don't know. We're not going to tell you. It's going to be our little secret. You'll either know that you have followers or you won't. You either will know that you have followers or you will not have followers. It'll just say like notify your followers, and if you don't have notify your followers, it means you don't have followers. But we will be very intentional about the idea of if we decide to start displaying how many followers you have, who those followers are, etc. But right now, we're just going to give you the option to allow you to decide if you want to notify them. If not, because a lot of GMs have high volume games. There's someone in here who's trying to run, is scheduling 30 pending sessions. You probably don't want to notify all your followers. You're just going to spam them. They're not going to want to join all your games. So, rolling out that feature. If you try to activate your game within 1 hour of the session time, it tells you can't. Togify. Yes, it'll auto-activate within that 1 hour. Yes, if your game, yeah, it'll let you auto-activate within 1 hour. Let's see. The only, Shavek, as I said, the only follower count you'll have is it'll tell you notify your followers, and if you don't have notify your followers, it means you have no followers. Also, multiple pronoun selection, we'll be rolling that out. The reason why we haven't yet is it's a lot harder than you think, because we allow you to search by pronoun, and we have a whole design system that only allowed for the one, so we have to take into account the design system and the search system. So those are kind of the limitations why we haven't done that yet. So we will be launching the multiple pronouns. What else do we have? Oh no. I don't know if I could tell you about this one. Oh no. Okay, we'll do that one last. When you reschedule a game, it defaults to your schedule. What a stupid thing. I don't know why we weren't doing that. That just makes so much sense. That was like if your game is at 7 p.m. on Mondays, when you go to reschedule, it would be today's date. Instead, it'll go to the next Monday or the current Monday. That's just like a simple quality of life upgrade. We will show you if your game was part of a charity game in your payouts. We weren't doing that before. You'd be like, hey, I ran this game. I didn't get paid for it. What's up? And you're like, well, that was a charity game. Like, no, I didn't know. So now you'll be able to tell what your games were charity games or not. Let's see. Oh, the message text will expand when it's bigger, when you have more messages. That you'll get a bigger message box when you're typing more. And then we might also allow GMs to send a request to raise their prices to players who already signed up for their games, who've already played in a game with them, who've already been charged. But yeah, those are about all the things we have for Roll for Treasure. Shall we move on to new stuff? Unless we have any other questions about the Roll for Treasure stuff. I think that's it. I don't know, it doesn't sound like there's any other questions. It sounds like everyone's pretty good with everything I've talked about so far. How do we get followers? Listen, if you have to ask, I'm just kidding. People can follow you. There's a little button on your profile, a little heart button. If people hit that heart button, they follow you. That's how you get followed. Well, I mean, that's how people follow. How you get followers? You run games people want to follow. For many are young, are y'all working hard? We are. The team is always working hard, constantly. I feel like GMs follow GMs most. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Well, then, if there's no more questions about Roll for Treasure, there was some more things that were on Roll for Treasure, but we cut a few things because they just didn't make sense. They were no longer necessary because we fixed some things. Some stuff was already done. Some things are going to be done in the future, probably. Some things are like too big to do right now. They're going to be like its own project in the future. Yeah, that's what we have so far. Let me go ahead and go to Feature Us to see if there's anything that's new that we should cover while we're here. Popularity recent. Okay. The new things that folks want from Feature Us is they want to put office hours in our calendars. That's great. Probably low on the priority list. A lot of someone also wants to create their own themes and be able to have those as tags that exist. And they say that they also want to have a theme called West Marches. West Marches actually isn't theme. Themes are reserved for genres. There is a game style, which is West Marches. You can use. I'm right now on our feature board. So if you want to use West Marches as a tag, you would have to use it as a game style. The reason why we don't let you select your own tags is because tags are searchable. If everyone could make their own, the search tag would be just a mess. It's also because players don't use a lot of searchable tags when they actually type into search. They type into search a lot of IP things, but they don't type a lot of searchable tag stuff. They use the filters to find a lot of searchable tag stuffs and genres. So it would be kind of antithetical to allow that kind of feature to be used because it wouldn't serve the purpose. Someone also asked for add a balance of role-playing combat. It is a game style tag. I kind of want to push back on that because the thing is, there is the idea of like I'm a style. It's high combat. It's low combat. The idea is like if it's mid-level, I would probably just avoid saying it's high combat or low combat. Mid-level, I would just focus on what are the extremes because that's really what you want to promote when you're talking about what your game is. If you're saying it's the middle of the line, you're not really saying much about your game. Let's see, what else do we have that's searchable tags on listings. So we kind of do have this a little bit. For example, so someone says, please add functionality for searchable tags on listings. Right now, if you search like Curse of Strahd, you don't have to have Curse of Strahd in your title to show up because we will search over the modules and things like that. We're essentially like how players use search is how we're appending search and how we're improving search. So we're using player data to kind of determine how search is used. And that's why like search is still fairly limited because players are still using it in a fairly limited way. Okay, and then I think we only have 2 more from this past week. AI opt-out indicator. We probably do this, but the problem is we would then have to be the arbiters of that when people don't opt into it or they don't use that. And we just don't have the staff for something that size. People are obviously, like, some will opt in, some will not, but then we will then have to deal with all of the flagging of it. And then we'd probably have to write some sort of software, or we'd have to use some sort of AI to determine all of that. And we just don't have the software, the team, or the engineering power to do that right now. It would pull away from everything else we're working on. Okay, what else do we have here? Multiple thumbnail option. That's pretty cool. That actually might be something we do down in the future. And then add evmux.com as a platform. EVMux is like a browser-based streaming studio. Maybe, I think what we need to do is we need to come up with a better solution if you have a niche platform, because we've added a bunch of stuff that nobody uses now. It just sits on that list kind of dead. So we need to kind of come up with a better solution for that. Okay, that's everything from the previous week on Feature OS. Now we'll get to general questions and we'll talk about starter set. Okay. Druckle says GM badges. I don't know what the question is. I think GM badges are cool. Is there anything else to that question? How is the baby and the doggo? Oh my gosh. Baby boy's got 4 teeth coming in. He's so cute. Oh, love him. Dog loves him too. They're besties. GM Cheyenne, question, Devin. What is the thing you said about price increases? Like, if I have $25 players in an active campaign when all my other games are 30, can I prompt my players for the price increase? Jim Cheyenne, there is a feature that we are exploring building that we might have being released this month or next, where you could go in, when you go to change a player's price, you can go and try to raise it above the price they signed up at, and it'll send that player a request where that player can say, yes, I will accept this new price increase, or no, and they'll leave your game. So you could say, hey, you're at $25, but I'd like to charge you $30, and that player will get an email, and that player can say, yeah, I'll play in this game for $30. So it's kind of like a price request increase feature. Bo DM F4U, question, can we get an edit button for messages section? Oh, that's crazy. Editing messages? That's wild. What do you think? What do you think we are? What do you think we're Google? You think we're some big old company? That's crazy. Editing messages? What? The iPhone didn't have editing messages till like 2 years ago. Come on. That's crazy, Bo. That's crazy. Listen, give me like a triple my team size, and then we can maybe start talking about editing messages. Oh my gosh. But one of the main reasons why we don't have editing messages is a lot of the times the messaging system quickly moves on to folks getting into the Discord, joining the game. Not a lot of messaging continues to happen on StartPlaying, so it's kind of one of those things like, why do we want to improve that so much when the messaging happens so infrequently here, and it quickly leads to conversions happening? Where do we want to put a lot of energy into a task like that? It's not trivial. It's a decent task to be able to edit and improve that, right? And so that's why we've kind of haven't prioritized that kind of work, is because the messaging system works really well for so many people. All right, let's see. Lord Grendel, any plans to A/B testing for ads? Yeah, I mean, I could see that happening in the future. I mean, not in the near future, but I could see, like, as we begin to explore, as that type of technology becomes more accessible at scale, I could see some sort of component that we can then integrate with that allows our GMs that type of tool at a larger scale. Druckle, Anywhere on the top GM badge, are they a go? Is it still in testing? It's still in testing. 30%, top 30% of GMs right now. We're seeing a much higher onboarding rate, much higher conversion rate. So it is still successful. We're ending the test to get 2 weeks of data, so we can go ahead and make sure that trailing 2 weeks of data shows the same evidence that we've been seeing throughout the test. Can they say no to the increase and not leave the game? Lol. Maybe. Wouldn't that be awkward? Shivek. Here's the thing. No one should be surprised that you ask for an increase. If you increase your game and your player doesn't know about it, you're a bad GM. You should have already spoken to your players that you're planning to increase your prices. If your player gets an email out of the blue because you've increased their prices and they're not aware of it, you're not doing your job right. If you say, hey, I'm going to be increasing my price for the next game, I'll be sending you all a notification, you'll get it, accept that to make sure things go well, that's what a good GM does. So remember, people don't like bad news. They don't like surprises. Did I hear that right, that selecting no for price increases cause them to leave? No, it doesn't. But they can choose to leave if they don't want the price increase. What's the threshold for being in the top 30%? It's 40 different things that we measure. And the reason why we don't say it is because we don't want people to gamify it. Or not gamify it, we don't want people to game it. By creating fake accounts to kind of, falsify getting them into the top 30%. But essentially, if you run great games and you show up and you don't cancel very often, and people like to come back and play with you, you're probably going to be in the top 30. Let's see. What else do we have? Okay. I think we can now talk about starter set. So we are launching. People have given the metrics in the past. We are launching starter set site-wide, all over. What is considered a canceled game? There's a bunch of things that are considered a canceled game, but it's more like, is it a pattern? For example, like there's a lot of GMs who like cancel a game because like they got sick, but there's a lot of GMs who like cancel a game, a few hours before the game starts, several times a week because they just weren't ready. If you are canceling games well ahead of time, that's a lot better. If you're like, hey, I'm going to be on vacation and I'm canceling all my games for this week, that's great. You're really ahead of things. But if you're canceling games last second a lot, that kind of shows something. Now, if it's kind of out of the blue and then things get back to normal, that's just kind of an outlier then, right? But if it's a pattern, that pattern gets picked up by the system. If it's an outlier because you were sick one week or something happened, then you're going to get kind of just like your metrics are going to get adjusted in the wash. But that's a whole other thing. Okay, back to Bounty Board in Starter Set. So we're launching Bounty Board and Starter Set site-wide. We want to get as much data as possible. We are actually getting rid of the, what do you call them? Those fancy, the fancy-looking cards. They're really pretty. They're really great. A lot of GMs are even upset. They're like, this looks better than my card. Why is this going to be next to mine? No one's ever going to click on my listing. Guess what? Nobody clicked on them. We think it's because people think they're ads, which, I mean, I guess everything on StartPlaying is an ad, right? But we're getting rid of them. We're actually changing them to look like a regular listing card compared to all the others. And that's going to be version 2 of the test. We're going to probably stop a lot of the other parts of the test as we get in the holiday season. But we're going to see if we see a higher engagement with those than the previous version. Because what we're seeing a pretty high conversion rate. People will clearly book if there's no GM attached to the card, if they're booking these learn to play games. But again, like we've had really small bounty numbers, right? But we want to see, but we've had low engagement in the bounty games to begin with. And that's mostly because there's tons of inventory. So many GMs are making learn to play games that there's almost no need for the bounty games. Now, as GMs have stopped making games, we've seen kind of the bounties tick up a little bit because they're filling in these times that GMs aren't running games. And we've noticed that. I mean, a lot of the GMs in the Discord have been like, oh my gosh, there's the bounty. And it's these kind of weird times, European times. So we're going to see, do we see an uptick in people actually interacting with the cards? And can we drive an uptick in interacting with these cards by changing the style? If that works, great. If not, then we're going to go ahead and we're going to kind of move to maybe a general quiz version that is for any time that the player can decide. And there's a few other tests. We have about 15 things that we're going to be going through. But we're also now in the holidays, which makes things difficult. So our big testing is going to happen in January. The rest of December is just going to be testing this new card design. And then January, we're going to be testing the rest of our kind of like list of ideas. When on the horizon do we expect systems in addition to D&D for the bounty board? Maybe never. If the bounty board doesn't work, we might not add other systems to the bounty board the same way we are adding Learn to Play D&D to the bounty board. Now, that's not to say you won't see the bounty board used in other ways. But I can't tell you what those other ways are going to be. Because first we need to find the way this technology works best. So I could say June 2nd. What does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. I have to figure out how this works and how it scales, and how it's successful. Once I figure that out, I can figure out how it works for other games. So asking me, when is this going to work for other games? I don't know, because I don't know when it's going to work. I don't know how it's going to work. But once I do, then I know I have essentially a playbook that I can go ahead and structure to see if I can find it to work with other games. And if it does, great. If it doesn't, then we realize this only works for one thing and one thing only. But we have one system that we know we can get the best data with, and we can explore the fastest, and that's D&D. Once we have that figured out, we can go ahead and explore the rest. Let's see. Tim Raish question. I have a few groups who don't want to play if the full group isn't available, and with the holiday season this has become more frequent. Can this system differentiate between player request cancellations or a GM one? It depends. Are your players skipping? Are they using the skip function? That is a great way to help differentiate that. But Timresh, I wouldn't really worry about it because right now the top GM feature is static. We took a snapshot at a time, a point in time, and so it's not taking new data. We just took a bunch of GMs at one point in time that we knew would fit this. So we're not it's not rolling data, so it's not taking new data. So whatever you're doing now isn't applicable. Can you explain the bounty board? The bounty board is something that is in a beta test right now, where people can sign up to games, which are these generic learn-to-play games that do not have a GM assigned to them. When they sign up for this game, the idea is we don't need to worry about inventory, a GM having a game listed for a learn-to-play D&D game. A player can sign up for this game, and it shows up on a bounty board, where a GM can say, hey, that is 2 players or 1 player looking for a game at 9 p.m. on a Tuesday. I'm free. I'll run that. And they can click claim. When claiming that, they say, I will run this game for those players. Now, what we're noticing is all the people that are participating, running Learn to Play, like there's tons of people that are successfully running a lot of Learn to Play games. The generic games are not getting as much engagement, but there are tons of Learn to Play games that are firing. We're hearing tons of GMs with a lot of success around it right now, which is great. That's what we love to see. But that is because there's tons of inventory around it. We know that there is interest, so having inventory available is great. The idea is we think the bounty board and the generic listings really thrive when there's a lack of inventory, and these kind of weird times that they've been showing up at kind of go to prove that. Okay. I think. Question: are there any metrics on how many Learn to Play players continue on to join other games? I haven't done like a formal analysis, but it's pretty similar to like our regular conversion or regular onboarding. The onboarding rate, though, for folks that have been in the starter set, the part of the test has been really high, like 20% higher than the standard onboarding. So the GMs that we've had be part of the test have done really well at onboarding, which is one of the most important aspects of a player retaining. Okay, we got another 10 minutes. What other questions we want to dive into before we wrap for this week? Let's see, do we have another office hours before Christmas? We do, the 19th. We'll have another office hours on the 19th. Go ahead and block that off my calendar now. Okay. Question, oh, I just answered that from Tifendra. This is a regular size Coke, by the way. I just have a really big hand. I had a player message me because I did not offer a Vason learn to play in their time, but others in other times. I think if you just book the learn to play, they will find you. Devin is a huge creature. That is true. If there's nothing else prevalent, I love how you had to point that out. We do have some sick new merch coming for the new year. We're going to have like 8 months of merch like every month. I went on a full tear with artists. I just couldn't help myself, which is weird because I have trouble wearing our own merch. Like I own every shirt we've ever made, but I heard that line once that like you can't wear your own band's merch, and like now I feel like I can't. And every time I wear it, I feel like I can't wear it. But I own all of it, and I'm like, but I love making our merch. Oh, I think y'all will be pumped. We also it's cold right now. We still have beanies. If you want to start playing beanie, go get yourself a beanie. They're like $5. Let's see. Can anyone help me find one of the songs that usually play during pre-roll? I can't find it. Doesn't exist. It's part of the Total Party Chill's unreleased album. What I heard, though, is they're going to be releasing one of the songs this December for sale. Who knows? Daggerheart, Hope, and Fear event. Probably. Question, can we please see the Girly Pop shirt that crashed the stream last time? I can't. It's too hot. It's too much fire. The camera can't hold it. This camera's too expensive. I don't want to risk it. It's gonna be a risk enough. Just put it on the online store. Limited reruns, yeah, probably sometime in 2026. Laura Grendel, anything? I crave analytic data. The average time that a player, the length that an average player spends on start playing with a GM in a campaign is 14 months. That's the average time that a player ends up spending with a GM in a campaign. 14 months. Crazy, right? Let's see. Devin, you've been teasing those songs for 3 years. I'm going to keep teasing them for another 3. No. There actually is going to be one that's going to be releasing for sale before the end of the year. I'm waiting for the band to release the Wizard song. There's a Wizard song coming out. I'm real pumped. All about that glass cannon. Always wear your own band's merch. It's so funny how that like got that one line got in my head, and like I've like gone to cons and like I have the shirt like in the hotel room. It's like I can't wear this. I gotta take it off. It's like I just can't do it. DM candle. That's not even like site retention. That's just GM retention. Let's see. Oh, there actually is something else cool. If you don't know about Cantrip candles, you should start following them. That's all I'll say for now. Um, let's see. I think that's it. It was so good to see y'all at. It was so good to see a bunch of you at PAX Unplugged. Shavek, it was really good seeing you. It was great seeing. Oh gosh, not Nina. What is her name? Gosh, it was every time at night too. But I saw so many of you. It was so great. Hearing your stories in person. So can't wait. Can't wait to see more of you. I think next will be Gamma and then Emerald City Comic Con. So it'll be exciting. Okay, well then I think, team, if there's no more questions, I think we can call it a day. Thank you so much. I will see you all in the Discord, and we'll be back here in another 2 weeks for another office hours. And thank you again for the best week ever. We'll see you when I see ya. Bye.
Grab your rogue friend, a ranger, and some casters. Time to roll, have a good time, but don't burn down the tavern. Let's burn down the tavern. Time for total party chill. There's a critical hit, critical fail. Forge ahead, see that dragon, we can slay it. And we'll level up all night till we get to that big bad evil guy. You've been reigning terror, stoking up fears from deep in your lair. We're here to tell you that your time has come. This is our kingdom today.
Who are the fools who would dare threaten me?
Dragon can fall, we'll slay you with our mighty sword. Not make us cower. We're here to tell you that the spells are cast. You will not last the night.
You are the fools who will now feel my wrath.
Dragon can fall, we'll slay you with our mighty sword. Dragon can fall, your heart will soon be you are the beast we're training for. We are the party who now will fight back. Quick, grab the magic bow. All distracted. You'll never defeat me, dragon.
Prepare to meet your doom.
Dragon can fall.